Welcome back, everybody, to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnaughts. I'm Grandpa Gaming, and this is episode 4 of our 1890 Kriegsmarine campaign on Legendary. So, from the last episode, as you can see, we have really ballooned out here in Europe, controlling most of the British Isles, including Ireland. We now hold northern Finland, southern Finland, Estonia, and Lithuania. Latvia managed to free itself before the war with Russia kicked off, so they're their own independent nation for now. We have also taken central Russia, and we've started to kind of balloon out a little bit on the African continent. An invasion going on into Uganda right now, which is 25% complete. And we also have a conquest going on out in the Pacific to take, Vanuatu. And that's going to take 5 turns. I got 3 light cruisers in the area, which brings us to 100%. So this was a nice little easy one because it's such a small port. I had light cruisers at 3 of these islands, so I just moved them on in to facilitate that conquest. So we're now staring at a war with both China and the U.S. I think they're the only 2 nations I kind of dislike us right now. Yep, I'm not ready for a war with China. Even though they're kind of easy pickings right now, I got nothing in the area to combat them with, outside of light cruisers guarding my ports and shipping. So I'm going to try to appease the Chinese for now and push for a war with the U.S. I would like a quick, short war with the U.S. in order to grab up Panama, Northern Colombia. Don't really need Northern Colombia, but I kind of want to beat the CIA to the punch on creating a powder empire, so there is that. And also like to grab their 2 colonies in Africa at Monrovia and Liberia. Go to peace with them, and then try to start shifting my forces towards China. I'd rather wait till after the Panama Canal is complete, but I don't think I'll be able to take. I don't think I'll be able to hold off the Chinese for 10 years before a war with them kicks off. That canal does not open in 1914. We'll probably be at war with them before then. So, have to take the long way around. Oh, good God. And the Imperial Ambition ships will take a long time to get there. Alright, so it's now 1905, January. It is time to refit our ships. So, let's go jump into that. Alright, we're now looking at the Imperial Ambitions, which has done a lot of good work for us. And about to get their third refit, even though it's a -3. This will actually be their third refit. And I'm thinking I might be able to keep these things viable through at least 1920. After that, they're kind of really obsolete. Can't build the holes anymore, so I can't replace the losses. And they're at 12,000 tons now. The heavy cruisers are now up to 8,000, I believe, if not heavier. So these things are basically turning into heavy cruisers at this point. We're just going to try and keep them viable for as long as possible for invasions. And our 6-inchers don't fit anymore. Let's get rid of the centers. There we go, that fixes that. So it's going to lose a gun off the bat. That sucks, but it is what it is. Alright, what do we got unlocked? Steam Expansion 1 engines, very good. Give me an auxiliary engine. I can definitely use them. Electric steering. We have Crip 1 armor unlocked now. Nice. Barbette 3 armor, 10,710. Wow, we're dropping. We just put her on a big diet. Nice. AT-22 now. Enforced bulkheads. Let's go Cap Ballistic. Shells, still using the same propellant. We do have Picric Acid unlocked, but I'm not putting that on a battleship. We're going to go TNT-1 for her. Turrets, because I never upgraded the turrets on these things for some reason. 17-inch torpedoes. And we got Stereo 2 now. And give him a radio. 11,113 to 12,000 tons. Nice. We got some room to play with here. And the 9-inch guns are now Mark III, so even though they're kind of small now, they are still very, very deadly. Just armor the hell out of her now. Let's run her up to an 8-inch main belt. And I think I want to increase her draft to 1%. There we go. Got the pitch and roll down a little bit more. Actually, what's a 2% draft going to give me? No, that put our pitch up. Rolls down. Okay. 2% draft is fine. 9-inch main. There we go. 7-inch main deck. How far can I bring up the inner decks? Let's go to 3.5 on the Citadel, which should be plenty. Can I go to 10-inch main belt? Yes, we can. It gives me a few more tons to play with. Let's bring it up to 4. That's too much. Okay. 3.5. 6, 7, 3.8 is what we want to get out of that. All right, some upgraded guns, better firing computers, and a lot more armor just got added to her. So I'm not going to increase the speed on these things. They're really not meant for, even though they have fought in combat, they're not really meant for it. 3-month refit period. Yeah, that's fine. Let's roll with it. All right, we're now looking at the Hammer of the Hanoverians, and she's getting her second refit. Such the same design as the Imperial Ambitions, just a little bit heavier. Not much heavier, though. Only a few hundred tons. 6 inches fit there. You guys got to get around. Just a little bit. That's fine. All right, let's give you the better engines, the auxiliary, steering, Crip 1, 3, Crip 2. Bulkheads. I'm not saving as much on the weight with her as I did on the Imperial Ambitions. Okay, let's do that. T1. Scout 2 and the radio. Now, we did save some weight. Like I said, not as much as with the Imperial Ambitions. I want to give you a 2% draft also. All right, pitch and roll. A little higher than the Imperial Ambitions, but that's fine. It's well within parameters. All right, let's run you up to a 10-inch belt. Let's get that Citadel up to 3.5. Let's put that at 6. Superstructure, I want you at least 3. Gun armor looks fine. I get one more knot of speed out of you. Maybe 2. Yep, just the 1. Let's run that main belt up. 10.6-inch main belt, an extra knot of speed, some better armament. I think she'll do. All right, we're now looking at the Hand of the Kaiser. She's up for her first refit. Ooh, and everything still fits in place. Wow, I am amazed. 5-inch guns are now Mark II. Her 10-inchers are now Mark III. Very good. 3 inches of Mark II. 2 inches of Mark II. Very good. I'm going to give you a 2% draft also. 18 knots is fine for you. And all the goodies. TNT. Torpedoes. Scout 2. Radios. All right, we saved ourselves a ton of weight, but now I can re-up armor the guns because these things have better penetration now. Let's bring these up to 10. The barbettes up to 10 also. Let's get that main deck up to 5. Pitch is still very high. How much can I make the first inner deck? That goes up to 3 inches. That's more than enough. Why's our pitch so high? 1.5 on the main belt and just add more to the main deck. Get that pitch down a little more. There we go. Now it's under control. All right, we didn't actually have to change any of the guns on this. She's still good. The whole design's obsolete, but I think she's still going to be fighting on into the future. All right, we're now going to design ourselves a new battleship, and we do have Dreadnought 1 unlocked. And small Dreadnought. How much weight? These go up to 19.5. This goes up to 22.5. You know, I think I'm going to go with the small Dreadnought. It's really not much different from the Dreadnought hull or Dreadnought 1 hull. And I think it'll suit our needs. Optimal speed at 21.5 knots. Let's give it 21. Small, I got it up to 20, because increasing the beam, I got up to 21,426. So it'll definitely meet our needs. Increase that range. I want to have a 2% draft also. Spacious quarters. All right. What are we going to put on you? It's 4-deck tower. Let me get the engines in here. I want to see how many funnels I need. I want to keep the Citadel small as possible. That's 110%, so that's more than enough. And we're centered. Mostly. Citadel looks a little too far forward for me, but it is what it is. Okay. We can use barbettes now. Nice. Main guns. I want to get something bigger onto this ship if we can. The 13s are up to Mark II. I think they might look a little big for this hull. Medium is good for the 13s. This is actually our first dual barrel design, too. The tower cannot even see over the guns. I love it. I love it. Oh, but those are way too heavy. They're going to be way too heavy. Okay, we're not going with 13s. Yeah, those are 902 tons. Okay. Throw the 12s on there. And Can't use a smaller. It'd be nice if we could use a smaller barbette, but we can't. That leaves us just underweight, putting the 12 inches on there. We still have to put the different armor on, stuff like that. So we're going to take our weight down. All right, armor. 3, 2. I may have to drop the guns down again. Yep. Okay, they got 12 inches of armor on them. What can you do at max range? I can safely take you down to 7 inches. Not saving us much weight. Especially if I put these casemates on. Yeah. We don't need 7-inch casemates. I want the 7-inch casemates, but we don't need them. What's 6-inch casemates? Take some armor off of these also. That's not going to save us much in the way of weight. Did not save us much at all. We go down to single barrel guns. I think I dropped down to single barrels. Kind of want the duals. Even at singles, should still go be my most heavily armed ship. Let's go down to singles. I'm going to do the singles. Let's go down to 13-inch guns. Up to 13-inch guns. Should we get a free spin? A free spin. These two don't have free spin, but these two are free spin. That's more than good enough for me. Still overweight, but I got to take the 13s. What am I taking you down to? 8 inches. 8 on the barbette. Still a little overweight. Okay. I don't even have any inner deck armor. I don't want to drop down her speed. Oh, yeah, looks like we're going to 12 inches. I didn't not mean to drop that barbette. There we go. I'm going to drop you guys down to 7. Okay, we got a little room to play with now. Get our armored up. Let's get that crew protection up there. Wow, this is actually probably one of my most balanced designs yet. Oh, dear Lord. Let's get that main deck up to 3. Almost put us at weight. Anything that's below 2, I want to get up to 2. That's too much. That's a little high. There we go. Almost balanced. Almost dead center balanced. Just a little bit off. Made my citadel quite large by expanding out the guns the way I did, but I like it. And in honor of our next endeavor, I'm going to call this one the Caribbean class. I like the way she looks outside of the really, really short towers. All right, we're now looking at the New Schwaben class of heavy cruisers. And these are now obsolete. And these were really, really light heavy cruisers. They were under 4,500 tons. And we don't have to replace any of the guns. Wow. I'm kind of amazed. So these 9s look too big for it now. Start adding some better goodies onto her. Really don't think we can do too much to her because of our weight limitations. We got the reinforced bulkheads. TNT. Those. Two advanced radios. Oh, you actually had a few tons to play with. I'm actually kind of amazed. I'll be honest, I'm a little amazed I had a little weight to play with. I didn't think we were going to have any. Let's get that main belt. For a heavy cruiser, she's not very well armored. We're really not going to be adding even that much onto it. So her pitch and roll is still going to suck. 2.5 and get the crew protection up. Yeah, that's about all we can do to her. All of her guns are now upgraded. And just a little more deadly at range. All right, we're now looking at the Mecklenburg class. And she needs a serious gun upgrade. There we go. Her 8-inchers are now Mark II. She's working with Mark I 8-inch guns. And those things just look weird. All right, so it actually gave us some weight savings off the bat. Almost 400 tons of weight saved. Ourselves all the better gear in here. We're actually able to do a bit more with her than we did the New Schwaben. All right. So let's change your draft. It's going to be 2% also. 300% engine efficiency. I do have the 3 funnels on there. I should probably drop one of the funnels off to save some weight, but maybe the next refit. Let's see. Definitely need to get your armor up. 6-inch main belt. Let's go 4-inch main deck. Crew protection up. Not much we can really do. That was one too many. All right, a little more armor, some better guns. And that's about it. All right, we now get to design ourselves a new heavy cruiser, and we only have the one hull design to play with, and that's the Armored Cruiser 2. I already started tooling around with her. I have a displacement of 11,000 tons, a speed of 21 knots, 2% draft, 10% beam, and I already added the engines on. So it's time to start putting everything else on her. This tower made it too big. I think we're going to have an issue with that forward tower. need funnels that size. Not 3 smalls are too small. But 3 standards. 109% efficiency. Okay, I can work with that. More bets. Centerline guns. Can I get a 9-inch on you? I cannot. Alright, looks like we're still stuck with the 8-inchers. Secondaries. Can I get 5-inchers on? No, I cannot. 4-inchers? Yes. And like the other design is going to be this odd 3-inch secondary just hanging out at the back. That's not even going to fit on the center. It's around. Why won't... You can only sit that way. Interesting. I can't put a 3-incher there. That's interesting. Okay. Actually, if I put this here... Can I get a 3-incher on that center position? There we go. I would hate to be standing on that gun. 2-inchers on here. All over the place. Except right there. Come on. You know you want to go there for me, but it doesn't look like it. You got a really narrow firing arc straight to the rear. So put that on there. Okay. Casemates. 5-inchers on here? Nope. 4-inchers. Get some 4-inchers on her. About 2-inchers up in the towers. Nope. All right. We still have a lot of weight to play with. A lot of weight. Armor on there. Barbette 3. 2. Problem with this design is this forward area is so narrow. I can't even get a 9-incher on it. The 8-inchers should be good enough because they are Mark II. They should be good enough. They should still be penetrating even Dreadnaughts. Shells, Mac HC, give me a balisite, T, 17-inch torpedoes, Stereo 2, advanced radios. Wow, we have a ton of weight. And I don't want to make her faster than 21 knots. It's the same speed as our new Dreadnought. All right, so we can actually have us an armored heavy cruiser. Let's give her a 9-inch main. Oh, go up to 6.9 on the main belt. That really jumped our weight up. Main deck, let's get you up to 3. Still not under control. 4 inches. Puts us overweight. So, 3-inch main deck. Inner deck's 1.8. And there's a starboard weight offset. Really? That's why. I'm going to take that 3-inch off. There's no point in having that there, really. Spin you and make you fit. No. All right. Let's drop those guns back 1. issue there. There we go. Still 21% off, so she's eating C. Probably, this is my heaviest 4-weight ship. Could reduce those 4s down to 3s, but I don't think I want to. It's a tower that's all the weight. I think she'll do for now. I'm going to call this one the Cayman class. No, we're not foreshadowing to the Americans at all with this class names what we're planning on next. Not at all. Right, we're now looking at the Berlin Bashers, which are getting their second refit. And they've been doing some good work for us. I got these, I literally have a metric ton of these ships out there. I got these things seeded all over the place, covering down on all my ports. So we need to keep these things alive as long as possible, keep our logistics good. All right, better engines. I don't think there's going to be much we can do to her. Capped. Got the bow side already. We're going to give these... It's probably not the best call in the world. I'm going to put picric acid on my light cruisers. Just because they do quick fire. They do quick fire. So getting all that flaming ammo out there is a good thing. 17-inch torpedoes. I'm going to keep you on the coincidence rangefinder for the close range fire. And I did give them mine layers because I have these guarding all my ports. So it does have mine layers. Now, even though there's 3 of these still with the main fleet, I do have them at the ports. All right. Guns, we just don't have them armored at all because they're just men standing behind meat shields. I mean, artillery hits this thing and takes out guns. There's nothing I can do about that. All right. Let's up the main deck a little more, get that pitch, see if we can't get that roll under control, which doesn't look like we're going to. I got as much armor on the main deck as I do on the main belt. Actually, let's take that down to 2 inches and give me some more inner deck armor. These things do lose crew fast. That should be good enough. Just need to be a little more survivable. That's it. All right, we're now looking at the Arcona class, which not really the best design in the world, but they've been doing the job. 2 middle guns don't have much, but when we're dead forward, we got plenty of firepower fore and aft. All right. So, once again, better engines. Auxiliaries. I can't believe I'm spending the money on crip armor for these things. We do need them to stay alive a bit longer. You got the bow side already, yeah. So we're going to give you the picric. You're staying on coincidence, getting the radios, and now layer 3. Actually, was the other design obsolete? Shit. No, they're not obsolete yet, so I'm going to continue building the Berlin Bashers to cover down on my ports because they're cheaper. So this is not going to get mined yet until that other design becomes defunct. All right, so there's another one where the pitch and roll is pretty bad. Let's get that main belt up to 4. 3.4 is as far as we can go, so have as much armor on the main deck. Yep, doesn't get our pitch and roll under control, but it is what it is. More crew protection. And that's all we can do to her. All right, we now get to design ourselves a new light cruiser. So let's give her a speed of 21 knots, just like the battleships and heavy cruisers. And we can build these up to 6,500. 2% draft also. Let's get all the goodies in before we do anything else. So I know what we can work with here. All right. And I'm still not going with the semi-armor design. As I can't say it enough, I really do hate those ships. So we're going to stick with the this design here. That tower is not going to be good for my plans. Same with you for tower 2. That's better. Now we got a lot more space up there. We're getting that with the other ones. So it's really going to kill our spotting, but that's not what these ships are really for anyway. They're there to take out escorts. I think we stick with the thin funnels. 117% engine efficiency. Those are more than good enough. Main guns. Can I get 5s on you? Yes. These have a little more bite than the other design does. Not by much, though. These aren't very well placed. But it is heavier firepower. That's what really matters. Can I seat out a bunch of 4s? Oh, we can get on the 4s. Secondaries. Can I get a bunch of 3s on you? What about 2 inchers? Yeah, that's not going to work. Casemates. Give me the 3-inch casemates. Let's get rid of those guns. It's fire right there. These things just don't have good torpedo launching options on them. Oh, didn't max out your range. There we go. 400-kilometer range. Okay. Capped. Stite. Picric acid. Turrets, enhanced reload. 17-inch torpedoes. 1.6 rangefinder. Enhanced radio. No mines. All right. About 1,000 tons to play with here. So that main belt up 2.6 inches is best we can get. Down the main deck, get that pitch and roll down. That crew protection up there. These things hemorrhage crew once they start taking hits. 6,120 superstructure. Let's get you up to an inch. Go an inch on everything. Else if we can. All right, now let's get that 4-weight down. That's better. Yeah, basically as armored as we can make this thing, and yeah, she's still good. Add a little more into the superstructure. There we go. Not the best design in the world, but I think she'll do her job. And this one's going to be the Georgetown class after our port in Cayman Islands. Nope, no foreshadowing here. Don't you worry about it, USA. Don't worry about it. All right, we're now going to design ourselves our first destroyer, which we can build up to 950 tons. What's your optimal speed? 32.8, so we'll give you 32. That might be too much weight. Definitely giving these auxiliary engines because their engines always seem to get knocked out pretty quick. All right. Tower down here. One very small funnel gives us 58% engine efficiency. So I need a second funnel. 115%, okay. Single 5 up forward. Two dual launchers in the rear. That puts us overweight. We can fix that. Don't need spacious quarters. Let's drop that down. Calcite, picric acid. I'm probably going to have to drop these to singles. I want you to have fast on these torpedoes. Coincidence, radios. And I'm going to give you minesweeping capabilities. All right. What we're going to have to do is probably drop you down to 30 knots. There we go. There we go. Actually, let's bring you back up to... Let's get the crew quarters up. There we go. 936. 950. Can I get you back up to 31? Nope. All right. 30 knots it is. Get our armor up a little bit. Wow, the roll on these things is disgusting. Oh, God. Wait, going up on the main deck was too much? Yeah, it was. Huh. All right, 949 and 950. And we're not going to give this one a crazy name. It says V1, but we're just going to call this the A class. I normally give the destroyer some type of meme name, but yeah, I think the A class, because the Germans are just going to build these with numbers, so it'll be the same name with a number. So this is just going to be the A class. It'll be A1 through whatever. I think I'm going to build like 15 of these to go with my 3 combat fleets. I think that'll do for now. All right, just to show you all how much of a build and refit this is, we're taking up a whole lot of our shipyard space. So the light cruisers will refit in 2 months. The new destroyers, which I'm building 15 of, are going to take 12 months to build. The new light cruisers, which I'm building 3 of, are going to take 20 months. The new heavy cruisers are 23 months, and the new battleship is 29 months. And the refits for the Kaiser and the Hanoverian are going to be 4 months each, and it's going to be 6 months on all the Imperial Ambitions. We are using 607,000 of our 169,000 tons. Oh, and we are hemorrhaging money. It's 273.9 million a month. And we only got $2 billion in the bank, so I can't keep this up for long. Hopefully I can keep it up. Actually, what I can do is drop the crew training a little bit, but it's not going to save us that much money. let's drop that down to 50%. Now we're down to negative 112 million a month. We can hang on to that for a little bit longer. So hopefully I can keep the Chinese at bay while these refits go through. I don't need the new fleet for the America fight. But I'm probably going to need replacement ships after fighting them. But hope we get this done before we go to war with one or the other. Alright, it's now March of 1906, and we are at war with the United States. And it's a good thing I pushed off the Chinese a little bit more. Did very good on that front. And it took... I didn't realize how bad the distance was on these Imperial ambitions, but it took them 6 months to cross the Atlantic to get over here to the Caribbean. But we're already in place for the war. So, I'm going to kick this off with an invasion. Because we could do both at the same time. We're just going to go Costa Rica. And then next turn we'll hit Colón and Panama. And then they just took Venezuela also. So there's a little bit more land we can grab here in South America. So besides taking the Isthmus, we'll grab Northern Colombia and Venezuela along with it. And we were given the option to go after Nicaragua. I decided to not go for it because I didn't want to get stuck in a land war. If I took Nicaragua, I'd have to take Honduras, and we'd have a land war with the U.S. fighting over El Salvador, which I wanted to avoid. So I basically just want to grab these up as quickly as possible and then peace out of the war. Hopefully with a high enough war score to grab Sierra Leone or Liberia. Because it's going to take forever for my ships to get over there to land invade on those. Alright, we'll get that kicked off, and we'll see how long it takes the Americans to react. What do they even have? They have 103 ships in their fleet. 6 battleships, 26 heavy cruisers, 30 lights, 20 destroyers, and 21 torpedo boats. But I know a lot of it is over in the Pacific right now. So it might be a while before they're able even to react to us. Remember, we have our first action of the war in the following month. It's May 1906, and we are port striking against them with the Hand of the Kaiser and its battle group of the Coronel, the Mecklenburg, Hamburg, Arcona, and Condor. There are destroyers on the way to join the fleet. They're just like one, I think they're literally one turn away from joining them. So they're just missing out on this fight. And the port's defended by 3 light cruisers, the Omaha, the Providence, and the Montgomery. The Omaha, which is Richmond class, is armed with 10 single 5.4-inch guns, 4 single 2.1s, and 4 single 2.1 casemates. And Montgomery's actually armed differently, which is a Wichita class. It's a little lighter, but does have 2 single 7.3-inch guns, 6 single 5.6s, and 4 single 2.5s, 4 single 2.4s. So I'm thinking because of the weight of armament on these ships, they don't have a lot of armor on them. So we should put these down fairly quickly. All right, we have finally caught up to the American light cruisers. This has taken me a while, but we were just slightly faster than them at 18 knots. So I was actually just breaking off one of my light cruisers, which go 20 knots in this fleet, to go look for them. But we're slowly catching up now. Smoke screens are right there, so hopefully we can get them pretty easy. If we go into a dead chase, one of the things I never noticed is that this battleship has 9 guns pointed forward between its casemates and the main. Look at these things. Yeah, these things have not been upgraded, and they're low on fuel. You got the 7s. That looks weird. They can't even upgrade the guns on these things, otherwise none of them will fit. Yeah, these things are going down pretty quickly. Considering they're in port, I'm actually surprised they were low on fuel, unless they just arrived prior to us port striking. I'm surprised Providence is still afloat right now. We don't have trained crews on these ships, as this particular task force is not fought yet on its own. There's Providence, Montgomery, you're next. Oh yeah. That ship with the 7-inchers, she has got no flood control whatsoever, no armor. Once again, I think it's another one of those fights where we're actually going to be spending more on ammunition than the actual value of the ships we're sinking outside of their tonnage. And we're not ending this fight. And all three of these light cruisers to the bottom. Ooh, good hits right there. Nice. First blood to us. We lost 0 crew. They got not one hit against us. They lost 523 men off those 3 ships, giving us 4,809 victory points. They're not worth a lot. These are worth 12.7, 9.9, 12.7. So the 7-incher is actually the least valuable of those ships. What are my light cruisers worth? These are Arcona classes. They are worth 24 million a pop. Okay, double the cost. All right, we now have a clash of fleets, or not a clash of fleets, more of a destroyer against light cruiser meetup. So these are actually the destroyers V5 through 9. These are the ones that are actually on their way to link up with the Hand of the Kaiser. So they got held up by this fight, which is why they're not in the last fight. But normally I wouldn't show this, but it's just the first fight for these destroyers, and we know they're a pretty crappy design. But I want to see how they do against this light cruiser. All right, this is another one of those battles where it took me a while to catch up with their ships. My destroyers are low on fuel from crossing the Atlantic, and their light cruiser is low on fuel too. So we're definitely trying to close the distances. I did put fast torpedoes onto these destroyers. We do have to get within 2 kilometers in order to use them, which is going to be a little dangerous. We're already causing some crew losses. Nitric acid, you gotta love it. We're already causing some crew losses on that ship. So. As long as we hit it, we're causing. There we go. We're causing losses almost every time we hit it. They got no crew protection whatsoever. I want to try and stay in her wake. It does have that nasty broadside on her. It's going to affect our aim. No, we're not ending the fight. I got to test these things. They're our crash test ship. Got those 4s firing now. V6, I'm going to detach you. Everybody else, you kind of stay in line, following this course. 6. Get in more on her aft. And of course, there's a damn squall. You got to be kidding me. No, this hit somebody. Hit the 8. A little closer. Hey, you're flooding on fire. Let's just get you out of the way. Why the hell are the rest of you so far behind? Oh, you guys are down to 15 knots. Alright, 6. Alright, turning fire. Turning fire. Let's get our torps out and see if we can't put her down. Before you go down. Ooh, those are fast. We got one hit on her, some flood damage. Gotta get out of there, smoke up. The rest of you catch up. Or is she gonna keep on taking water on? No, she's already got it under control. Catch up. We're catching up. Slowly but surely, we're catching up. Alright, smoke up, boys. 7, let's break you away. Almost in range. I mean, these light cruisers aren't worth a lot, but taking them out takes down the American logistics chain also, so that is worthwhile. %, crew losses, so sure. He's already seen some major problems with damage control, so a couple more good hits should finish her off. I'm wondering if we could force her to turn. Make it easier for these guys to come in on a run. And some of them blew before they went in the water. Is she turning? Boom, good hit. There we go. That's what Papa wants to see. Steering's damaged. 53% flood and continue to take on water. Alright, number 5. Get you in a little closer. I know this is taking a while, but I can't even see it. If it wasn't for the red and the flash from the guns, we wouldn't even be able to see that ship. And she got her flood under control again. Only the one gun each on these destroyers is kind of telling. Give me normal launch. I smoked these guys up way too soon. We should be almost broadside by the time we fire. Now get out of there. Oh, those hit already. Alright, number 9, let's go. Don't tell me she's going to eat all these torpedoes I put into her and get away. Yeah, come on back. Or how far away are you? No, you're not coming back. Just keep going away. Every 9, our last chance to put this thing to the bottom. About to get our smoke back. Right, smoke up. I want to be a little more broadside of her this time. Oh, she's turning hard. All right, on the launch. Out. All 4 hit. Nice. One of them was a dud. That's fine. Does that finish her off? No. What the hell? Really? She ate 3 of those torpedoes. She's down to 72% control. She got her flood under control immediately. Alright, I think we end this one here, and she's going to get away from us, because I'm not sending the destroyers back in again. Alright, we do have ourselves another port strike here. And it's the Hammer and the Hanoverians, along with the Rhineland, Neuschwab, and Berlin Bashers, Berlin Gazelle, and destroyers A, B1, 2, 3, and 4. Going up against the battleships Florida, West Virginia, the light cruisers Anniston and Trenton, and the torpedo boat Cimarron. So these battleships are heavier than mine. They're 1906 refit. Yeah, 6 dual 9-inch guns, 4 single 8-inch guns. Okay, so I'm thinking these are coastal defense ships is what they are. And these are the 7-inch light cruisers that we've seen previously that are pretty easy to drop. So these are probably coastal defense ships right here. This one's worth 71 million. This one's worth 53 million. Oh, this one's got 2 different classes ships. Okay. This one's got 2 dual 13s. That could be dangerous. That could be dangerous. Only a little less tonnage than my battleship. Let's jump in. Alright, we've engaged the American battleship at a range of around 10 kilometers, maybe a little more when we first sighted her. Let's go take a look at this thing. I've just lost sight on the first one. What's this one? Okay, this is the one I thought was going to be a coastal defense ship. That's got a lot of guns on it. Holy crap. I don't think I could see us yet. Oh, here's the other one. It's a little more dangerous. There's the 13s. Not upgraded either. Those are Mark 1 13 inches. I'm not as worried about these things now. Okay. I'm not as worried now. What does it look like? Let's go down to full speed. 4.2, 4.4. You're a seasoned crew. You should be doing better than that. Even the 6-inchers have a better aim. Get ourselves around to a broadside. There we go, 28%. That's what I want to see. And I do have my destroyers with me, but I think I'm going to put them into a retreat as they are low on fuel as they just got here. So I'm just going to have them stay out of this fight. We're not going to need them. We can't do this with the hammer. That's it. Overpen. Okay, we're using AT, so yeah. And flooding. I love watching shells bounce off my ships, not the enemy. Something's coaching out there. Going on here. Something glitched. And we're already getting hits on me, but not 1.2% crew loss, and I got some good crew protection on this thing, really. What's on there? That's just weird. Rhineland, put your guns on the other battleship, please. Actually, no, Rhineland, I want you to hit these light cruisers. That's what you guys are here for. It's your job. This little glitch out right here is annoying. If I gotta take control of her without anything else, there we go. That's the West Virginia. We're punching through our armor fairly well. There we go. 2,200 points of damage on that shot. Now we must hit some of our ammo. Yeah, we hit our secondary ammo. That was a magazine explosion. Nice. I bet didn't cook off our secondaries. I know you can hit her. Put her down. Gazelle, switch over to her. Admiral, you switched your mains. I didn't need you to do that. Keep your mains. On to Virginia, please. Florida. Is that a torpedo boat? Yep. Oh, flash fire on the Florida. Burn, baby. Beautiful. Ooh, with the sunset right there, that looks nice. Oh, all of our turrets are going. Holy crap. That was beautiful, man. It was beautiful. And Trenton's cooking off now. Everything's cooking. Now let's finish off the Virginia, or the West Virginia. I keep saying Virginia. Hammer, put all your guns on the West Virginia, please. He's hanging in there. There she goes. Get rid of that torpedo boat, please. Goodbye. That was a nice little fight. We lost 25 crewmen. They lost 3,004. All 5 of their ships. We gained 19,598 victory points to their 12. Sinking to Florida to West Virginia. Anniston, Trenton, and Cimarron. $66 million ship. 66.7. 53.9. much is Hanover worth? 82.4. Even as old she is, she's still worth quite a bit of money. Alright, we have run into an unforeseen issue here. It looks like Panama rebelled. And I knew the rebellion was going on. And I should have naval invaded here first, though they got their freedom one turn before this invasion ended. So even if I'd started this, the invasion would have ended anyway. So we're not in control of Panama Canal from this war. Unless my government says, hey, go after them. Which I'm hoping it does do that because our ships are all right here. So we're going to continue on with Costa Rica. We've got one more turn, and that's at 100%. And we are starting the invasion of Northern Colombia with the ships I don't need over at this invasion. So we're going to continue along with this and take what we can. I'm wondering if I actually do have enough tonnage in the area to go after the Gulf Coast. I think I do. 77,000. Yeah, I think we got enough tonnage. Maybe barely enough. Is my other fleet looking? How much longer about? 3 more months on the Caribbean. Okay. So figure 5 months on the Caribbean with her fit out. Well, if we can't get Panama, we're taking the Gulf Coast. We're going to turn the Caribbean into a German paradise. I think that's the plan moving forward. All right, we do have ourselves another port strike here. And it's the Hand of the Kaiser, supported by the heavy cruisers Coronel, Mecklenburg, light cruisers Hamburg, Arcona, and Condor, and its destroyer escorts. Going up against the heavy cruisers Bridgeport, St. Louis, Charlotte, light cruiser Concord, and 7 destroyers and 2 torpedo boats. Problem is, everybody's low on fuel, and these guys have been in port. I think they've been in port, because I didn't see a fleet coming up, but they do have ships moving into the area. So I'm hoping these guys are low on fuel also. All right, we started engaging one of the heavy cruisers at a range of around 10 kilometers. Oh, it's a light cruiser. I thought it was a heavy. Whoa, it's got a pair of dual main guns up front that are non-upgraded, and one upgraded. What the hell am I looking at? That's an interesting design. A lot of guns. I'll give it that. It's got a lot of guns. Oh yeah, we should put that down pretty quickly. Engine and flooding on that hit right there. There's its escorts. That's got to be the heavy. Just using an old light. It's an old one with a light cruiser hull. Or what it now would be considered a light cruiser hull. Nope, there's the heavy. So that is a light cruiser. That's just a weird design. We're splitting our fire between the two. That's fine. Not really worried about that thing at all. This might be an issue. And all those destroyers are definitely going to be an issue. I'm just kind of leaving my destroyers on screen right now with their torpedoes on save. As we close the distance, I might send them in. But I'm kind of doubtful. Because we can't get top speed, I can't run them into They can fire their torpedoes at us. 19 overpen on that. She's not well armored either. And damage on the light cruiser. She's not long for this world. Don't have these guys spotted yet, and they are coming in close. There they are. Alright, leave your mains on that light cruiser. Keep your secondaries on those destroyers. There we go. Her without even seeing her, and she's going down. That was like a 7,000 point hit that was over there. It's not flooding anymore. Guys, make sure you're just firing your pick brick. Actually, we're close enough now where I'll take control of you guys. Throw some torpedoes into that heavy cruiser and then pull out. I'm not going to have them tangle with the destroyers. Just not fast enough. So let's have you guys start retreating. None of those torps hit. No, they're still flying in. And it looks like we're going to have 4 and aft hits. Nope, the afts are missing. Oh, she thread the needle. One hit, but it was a dud. Thread the needle. Flying at my destroyers. Good chunk of them, but we're too slow to outrun them. Looks like 9's going to get lucky. 7's about to take a hit. She's in formation, so I can't move her. Of course it wasn't a dud. 2 hits, neither one of them a dud. She's not going to be long for this world, unless she gets her float under control. I think we're going to lose a 7. Not. Engines are down, but that's what she has auxiliaries for. But the Bridgeport looks like she's tracking in on her. Bridgeport, please. Hamburg, same thing. Condor, you keep up what you're doing. Guys are put your secondaries onto the Izzard. Got damaged engines. I think she probably took... I don't think we actually targeted her directly. I think she just took some shots meant for another ship. Start turning in. Engage these heavy cruisers with the hand of the Kaiser. Actually, put your mains over there. St. Louis. I think these destroyers are probably going to run from the fight. There we go. Get some good hits on the Bridgeport. Leave my destroyers alone. Actually, you can get a torpedo launch off. Up, she's turning out of range. Detach. Going after her. Leave the 7 alone. One torpedo hit to finish her off. She is about done. Boats out. Alright. Get out of there. Probably didn't need them, but we'll see. No, she may just avoid them. Oh, she's going down. Just got to finish off the Charlotte. That way, please. She has no engine, so she's an easy target. Done. We get these destroyers. Should only be the 2 of them. One left and she's running. Hope that smoke dissipates and we get a flood shot on her. There we go. Give me some flood shots. Sight. Yeah, we'll let that one get away. We're not going to catch it. So we missed more than just the destroyer. A light cruiser got away also, but she never came into the fight, I think. We sunk 3 heavy cruisers at Bridgeport, Charlotte, and St. Louis. The light cruiser got away, and we got 6 out of 7 destroyers in both the torpedo boats. We lost 46 crewmen. They lost 2,125. 11 ships in total, gained another 18,995 points there for boarding. Alright, it's January of 1907, and things are moving apace for us as we now control Costa Rica, Northern Colombia, and Venezuela. And I have just ordered a naval invasion of the Gulf Coast, but I do believe this is a good place to end this episode. With our Caribbean vacation going not to plan because we didn't get Panama. Panama's independent. Went independent before we can grab it. But it is what it is. Let's take a look at the U.S. Still have a GDP of 169 billion with a 6% growth. They're down to 74 ships from the over 100 that they did have. Building 5 more, repairing 1. They have 276,000 tons in the war to our 610,000. All those. You gotta love the design of the Imperial Ambitions. They've actually been doing very, very well for us. Hopefully I can keep them around to at least 1920 before they start sinking off on me. And looks like they might have a revolution. It might not. I don't know, but I think we could take the Gulf Coast. We need about a little over 100,000 tons. I have almost 300,000 tons in the region, plus the new fleet on its way. So that's going to add quite a bit of tonnage into the fleet. How much tonnage is this? It's another 68,000 tons on the way. Like I said, I do believe it's a good place to end this episode. So once again, if you're a new viewer, return viewer, not yet subscribed, please think about hitting that subscribe button. If you do, remember to hit that bell icon so the next video comes out. Following along in the series and enjoying it, don't forget to drop an AP shell into that like button, a cheese shell into that comment section, and I will see you all at the next episode. Stay grumpy.